Hi everyone. Now that we're all here, it's 6:31 p.m. and I'm calling this meeting of the Youth Council Communications Outreach Subcommittee to order. I don't see anyone from the public here. So the first thing on our agenda is member updates. So if anyone has any new updates, can go ahead and share them.
I can go have a quick update. So Sherry sent Catherine and I applications today, and so we had 20 people apply, which is awesome. We only had 4 middle schoolers apply. We had 6 middle school spots. So I was thinking we go to the town council on Monday and ask them to switch around to give us 2 more high school spots because we had 16 people apply to a high school and 11 spots. So it would give us 2 more high school spots. But I'll ask them, see what they think. But I wanted to let you guys know that.
That's exciting though. 20 applications, that's pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else have any updates?
I will. It's been like so super busy with everyone. Come back full time, but I'm hoping to start on the newsletter for April and March, beginning towards the end of this week, and I hopefully can make that distributed by end of.
Awesome, thank you. For the Instagram, just we've been doing little posts. We pushed election engagement and all that stuff, and the past few days we've done the senior posts. So that is basically it for updates, I guess. So next we have on the agenda.
Oh, I just had one update. Sorry, Alyssa.
Yes. No, it's okay. No worries.
Because on your behalf, I attended the social media having a town account webinar today that we all participated in. So I learned some things. So I'm going to pass them along to you and Lauren and anyone else that will be managing social media pages, because I learned some interesting things, and there's slides. So I mean, anyone in the communications committee should see some of this stuff around, like that. Actually, if you were to post something on our Facebook account and several of you started commenting, it would be a violation of open meeting laws. That we have to have a link to our town social media policy on our social media pages. Do we have that yet?
No. But
okay, I didn't think we had any of this. I think this was new information to most people.
Yeah.
And that we can't block anyone from social media, even if it's somebody that's saying things that are offensive or things like that. You're not allowed to block anyone. So those were kind of 3 of the main takeaways, but there's some other things.
Alyssa, do you want to add that the policy maybe to the link tree? Because I have that on the Facebook. So
I will definitely do that.
Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Okay, so if we have no more updates, then the next item on our agenda is working on or creating the town council presentation. So I'm going to share my screen so we can work on it. That's not the right tab. That's the right tab. There we go. Okay. Actually, wait, Catherine, would this work if I made it so multiple people could share their screens? Like, if we're all working on different parts, or do we want to go through it like slide by slide? Because I feel like that might take a while.
I mean, you could have multiple people share their screens and just take, okay, Alyssa's going to show this slide and this person's going to show that slide.
would you
So
guys
how
prefer
about we
doing?
break everyone, get everyone gets everyone gets a section, and then
Yeah.
after we kind of work on it, we can go back and let in like a half hour and see
Yeah,
show
that's
we've
what
done.
I was thinking.
Oh, okay. So you want to do what? Just have you assigned which slides yet?
No, not like officially, but we can kind of break that up now. So if we were to kind of divide it into sections, what would you guys, here, let me write it down real quick. So like what kind of sections or topics would you guys want to cover?
I think we need to cover our basic initiatives we've done. So safe streets, mental health, logo. Anything else important we did? And I think liaison stuff. We did like with like environmental, PTO, the newsletter. I think that's a good thing.
I would include the safe routes to school stuff too, because that's really interesting with
Oh,
especially some of those last slides.
Yeah.
That's what I meant when I said safe streets. I meant safe routes to school. That's what I meant. Anything else?
We can do just like a community outreach kind of thing.
Yeah,
where
I
we
have a
talk about
section.
what we do.
Sorry.
No,
I
it's
have a
okay.
section for community engagement put there for the first part. And then I have the logo, mental health, safe streets, and then liaison engagement. So does anyone have a specific section they'd like to work on?
I can take logo. I feel like I can take logo.
Okay. I can take the mental health if that's okay.
And then Lauren, do you want to take community engagement since you've done some social media stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
And then Anthony, you can take Anthony Lee, who'd rather do liaison or safer to school? Like who?
I can do the liaison positions.
Okay, so Lee can do liaison, and
Okay.
Anthony can do safer to school.
Cool.
Cool.
Let's see.
All right.
Wait, would it make more sense for Alyssa to do the community thing since she's the chair?
Probably, yeah, that makes more
And then me
sense.
to do mental health since I'm the chair? Would that make more sense?
Yeah, probably makes more sense.
Probably.
You guys can switch that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll do the mental health.
So what's Alyssa doing? Community engagement
Yeah.
and like communications, like social media and stuff.
Yes, like all that kind of stuff. Can everyone share like their screen?
I think you only have one person sharing at a time.
I have it so multiple can.
It says
Sorry,
multiple can.
Would it actually be possible you can just quickly send the presentation over? I may be I may
Oh
have
my
missed the email
goodness.
on my end.
Did I not share it? Oh my god.
The
I'm doing that
presentation.
now.
Okay. Anthony, what do you need for safe routes to school? Because do you want things from Judy?
I do have like my minutes from the last meeting. I haven't like fully finished them, but for I do have a lot of details for presentation from last meeting already written down.
Great. I'll just send you the email she
But
sent.
that would be great. Thank you.
I had a question. You sent me an email a few days ago about someone coming to our meeting. Could you who was that? 'Cause I didn't know what the acronym was.
I said someone coming to our meeting.
I think it was last week.
Was it? I've had a couple people ask to come to your meeting. Well, there's Brian from the Safe Routes to the Safe Streets Working Group. Was it Brian McCubry?
Well, let me find the email.
Because then another person that wants to come to a future meeting is Erin Kokinda, our new economic and community development person, which I think is going to be awesome new liaison position for next year. She's excited to have. She's super great, young, energetic, and is excited to have a youth council connection.
Yeah, it was WG, so that's Safe Streets Working Group.
Yeah, because
Okay.
they want to hear, we have that list of recommendations and they want to hear from you what you think is the most important.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll throw that on the agenda.
Okay, so everyone should be able to share their screen now. I think I fixed it. So if you guys want to try sharing. If I didn't fix it, please tell me.
I just did mine. Can you only see mine? Or it's
I
like-
can see like my browser.
Okay. And you're sharing.
Yeah,
I'm
I think we're
sharing,
all
I think.
sharing.
Wait, we're all
I think we
sharing?
all
Yeah, I'm
are.
also sharing.
Oh, cool.
Right, so do we just want to take like how much time do you guys want? And then we can just kind of come back and then one person can share and we'll go through it.
How we do like just 20 minutes till 7 o'clock and then we can come back. and
Okay.
Do check-in.
Cool.
Do you want me to play background music or something?
Catherine, maybe you should sing for us. I think that would be good.
That would be torture. I'm not interested in torturing you guys. If anyone has any questions for me or needs information from me, just pipe up and I'll send it to you. I'm working on sending Anthony that.
I'm sorry, Liz, could you just send over the presentation again?
You should have it. I just shared it.
Oh, you did share? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Would it pop up in my email or?
It's it said it was shared. Hang on. Let me make sure. You're added as an editor. So you should be able to. Okay, let me just email you the link.
Thank you. Sorry for all the.
No, it's fine.
Lauren, do you remember what day it was when we went to the school committee? Was that October or something? October 25th
October.
or November?
I don't know why I feel like it was October 27th. I think I still have it in my calendar.
October 27th sounds right.
Yes.
I wasn't there, but that does sound, yeah. that does
Yeah, it was
sound right.
October 27th.
Anthony, I just sent you those presentations. You might be able to grab some things and put them in your presentation, especially the pictures.
Thank you.
Catherine, I have a question for you about the liaisons.
Yes.
Regarding everyone's liaison positions, should I include the 2 members of the youth council who resigned, or should that be excluded from the?
Yeah, you can take those off since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And actually, Emanuela has a new liaison position.
Okay.
So I'll send you that title.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm just sorry. Let's be with this. Could you just quickly give me I right now I can view it. I just can't edit it.
Okay. I thought you could, okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. If you reload, you should be able to edit it now.
No worries. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it's
No
not
worry. Yeah, it's all
cooperating.
good now. Thank you so much.
All right.
Ollie, are you ready for Emanuela's?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, she's going to be the Humanities Curriculum Student Advisor.
Okay, Humanity Curriculum Student Advisor.
Humanities Curriculum Student Advisor. So that's going to help with some of the diversity and Native American education that's going to be put in the schools. If anyone needs any images from me to insert into the presentation, let me know. I can track them down.
I just have a quick thought on mental health stuff. So I know we might be presenting it to the school committee, but I think it also might be important for members of the public to see. So would we be able to do like, and I'm happy to write it or help with it, like some kind of press release with some of the data in our process? Is that something that we could do?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you could, I mean, it wouldn't hurt in this presentation. I know you guys want to keep it a short presentation, but I would think pulling a couple of the slides from the presentation would be great to show examples of the data.
Okay.
But then that's a separate question. To answer your original question, I think now that the data is a little old,
Mhm.
so you would have to preface it saying this is what
Right.
we data from February. But I think it would be very enlightening, and then you could just again make that connection as we're moving into summer months. Making sure that you're aware of these resources or something like that.
Okay, sweet. Thank you.
Really tying into the resources available.
Yeah.
Catherine, do you remember? Was Venny Week came to HRC, right? To the council. So do you remember, was she at the formal presentation? Because I can't find her on the minutes. I see that like Yana came from the HRC, but I don't think I can find where Venny was.
Any week came from the HRC.
Did you? Yeah, I can't.
I mean, I just want to be careful of like how detailed we get on each slide. They're gonna, I really kind of want you to get to like the main points, but I understand like you're explaining the process, but
It's okay.
the summary.
Also, like chances are, oh, sorry if I interrupted. Chances are like the council is going to have some questions, so we might be able to go into more detail in discussion with them rather than in the presentation.
Okay. Sounds good.
They always like to ask questions. So is it this upcoming Monday night?
Yeah, it's Monday at 7.
Yes, Monday at 7.
But it was also their reorganization meeting, so we'll probably be later on the agenda.
Okay. I might need to get a sub for my tennis lesson then.
Also, another thing I want to put on everyone's radar. At the last school committee meeting, Susie was talking about a town council v school committee softball game. So I told Susie that the youth council would be open to helping them be vendors or umpires or anything at the game whenever they schedule it. So I want to let everyone know that.
There aren't enough of them, so maybe you guys need to split up and half of you do school committee and half of you play for town council.
I think they might need our athletic ability. I haven't played baseball since like fourth grade, so I might need a practice.
I bet I can find my my old softball gloves, so I'm ready.
I personally haven't played since 8th grade, but I have always been a huge baseball fan. It's always been my favorite sport.
All right, so it's like 7:05. Is everyone ready? We need a few more minutes. I feel I'm taking over Alyssa's sharing this, but is
Sorry,
everyone-
I didn't even realize the time. Oh wait, my video's off too. Lovely. I think I just need like a couple more minutes to put a couple more things down. Is that okay with everyone?
Works for me.
Okay. Is everyone okay to come back together now? Okay. So if we just want to all stop sharing for a second, we can kind of go through what we're going to do next. Okay, cool. All right, so now we can just go through the slides and just kind of make sure we're all on the same page on what we want to say, if that's okay with everyone. Sound good? I'll share. My computer might hyperventilate, so we might have to switch with someone at some point, but hopefully we'll be okay. So, and then maybe each section we can have whoever put that one together kind of just go through the slides. So the first one, I'm not on the Safari. All right, was community engagement. And I just had a slide about our social media presence, kind of just included what our pages are and kind of what's on them in like general synopsis, kind of how we keep outreach and engagement open on a general basis rather than just our specific initiatives. This is just about how we do meeting announcements and make sure the links are available and everything like that. And I'm gonna put like a screenshot of one of the announcements or something like that, so they can see kind of what we put out.
I think that's what I was gonna say, Alyssa, because on each of those slides, I think you should have an example.
Yeah, there I noted it. I'm gonna put it on soon.
Okay. All right, yeah, because you guys, I was in Jen McDonald's office this afternoon, and she said you guys do a really good job with your social media. So I think that's something that you and Lauren should be very proud of.
Alyssa does most of the work. I just post it.
And I just have one on the warrior logo, kind of similar style, explaining how we use polls and questions on our stories, and there will be multiple examples there too, since there was a decent amount of that kind of outreach. And the
Well,
same
I think
thing
we
with
should
mental
move that
health.
down. Oh, sorry. I
Wait,
was
what?
thinking for like actions taken. I think we should move that slide down to into the warrior logo section.
I think it would be fine if we left it up here because it's not really talking about super specific. What did you have on the actions taken slide?
I just had about we got comments from the public and use that to like deliberate and make a decision. Whatever.
I think it's okay to include it in both. Just kind of
Okay.
because here it's like a general synopsis, like here's a couple of things that we did, and then by the time you say like we took polling and like opinions, you'll be able to be like we showed earlier, like if that makes sense.
I kind of would agree with Jack, just because
Okay.
then they're automatically going to start, they're going to lose focus on your outreach and engagement and start focusing on certain topics. But I think one thing you could say, as in the last part of your last slide, is say every, you could almost talk about how you had this communications outreach and you supported all the initiatives and provided the outreach and engagement, something like that, and then move these different slides down.
Okay. So then this one will go. Jack, do you want it before actions taken or after actions taken?
Before.
Before. Okay. And Lauren, where did you want the mental health one?
I can't even see it. Maybe trying to think. So I did like what we did. So maybe before that, somebody, maybe Alyssa, maybe if you want to go through, and for each of our initiatives, maybe make like the title of the slides the same, so it's actions taken. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Rather than
I'll make
like
sure
what
it's
we
all
did
kind of like
actions.
similar.
So yeah, so it all matches.
Yeah, I got it.
You know how I am.
Yep. No, I'm that way too. I got it. Okay. So then there's that. And then I just had a slide about kind of how we did the outreach about applications to make sure people knew both on social media and how some of our members connected with the Galvin and high school administration to ask that there was outreach that way to make sure that social media wasn't our only form of advertising applications. Is there anything anyone wants to add to that, or we get to move on to the logo section?
I might have like completely missed it. Did we mention like press releases in our newsletters? In that might be good to add if we didn't have it.
Yeah, that's totally my bad.
That's not your bad at all. It's just, you guys, this is your opportunity. And what you could do is, in this one, you don't even have to write newsletters. You can just do the headline
Yeah.
and clip 2 images, one of a newsletter and one of
Yeah.
paper.
That's just so I know like what to put on that slide. Okay. So the logo initiative, Jack,
Yeah,
I think that
so-
was you.
Oh yeah. So basically, I only made 2 slides because I didn't think we want to put much time into this because I think everyone's kind of over it. But basically, it's just like a really taken down summary, and I'll add commentary into it. Basically, the first slide is how we made our decision. Then there's the engagement slide that also went through, and then there's a slide of the actions we took. So going to the school committee, and then the school committee voting on it. So I just want to be super simple because I know everyone is really tired of the issue. So
I was just gonna say again, like some sort of image, like even that image of one of the slides from your presentation where you showed like the pro and the con or something like that, where it really, the more images or that you guys can insert into this, the more I think it helps tell the story.
yeah, I
Right.
just even grab some screenshots from the presentation and put those in there.
Yeah, I'll do some from the mental health survey data. I'll probably just like grab like the pie charts and stuff. So first I did our reasoning and our mission for it, because I feel like why talk about the data when we need to talk about why we did it in the first place, because it's obviously super important. And then I did what we did, which I think should probably be renamed like actions taken or whatever Jack had. So just a quick overview. I don't think it's in order, but it makes sense. And then a survey overview, and the next 2 slides are just 3. I just picked 3 important data points that kind of stuck out to me. So from Wakefield High and then from Galvin. And then the next slide is, I think, what Alyssa had for the outreach and engagement. And then the next slide is our next steps.
All right, so
Oh, the only thing I was gonna say, Lauren, is I think you guys have been asked to do that presentation to multiple places, so maybe just kind of include that, because Alyssa came to a couple different meetings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
since
and I think it's a good idea if we make some like just detailed speaker notes, so we're not just like reading the slides and stuff. Because that can
Exactly,
really
like
drag
that
on.
picture, like a picture of Alyssa presenting, or, what did you and Yana present at the Greenwood School? I can't even remember.
We talked about persuasive writing and just kind of like things that go into it and like change making and things like that.
Okay, yeah, no, I just,
Oh, sorry, I
like
was
that
gonna-
could be like a community outreach photo or something like,
Okay.
think about those types of things that, because you really are, some people think the youth council is doing one thing, so I want to be you all to tell the story of all the different young people, how you're engaging with young people across the community and how you're engaging in lots of different ways. So that just,
yeah,
about that.
I can
Maybe-
definitely add that in like the community outreach part.
I think maybe you should do like a miscellaneous section, so we can add that in. We can add in Yana's artwork she did for around the town. So there's like add like a miscellaneous, like what bunch of other things are happening that don't fit into these 4 categories or 5 categories.
Oh yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Just think of a more like besides miscellaneous
Yeah.
um, youth council throughout the community or something at the end, and then you can have
Mhm.
or show different things. And I apologize. I signed up to make bars for cookie bars for the Galvin's parent. It's teacher appreciation tomorrow, so that's what I'm doing while I'm listening.
All right, so I I only have one slide for the Safe Routes School Initiative, but we could also include some photos maybe on this slide of some of the photos that were taken during the walking assessment. But I first talked about how Maggie was the one sort of to initiate this and how she sort of engaged with Judith Crocker, who is the senior outreach coordinator for Massachusetts Safe Routes to School. And I mentioned that they had the walking assessment on February 5th that also included town council member Julie Smith Galvin. And I included some just very basic details about some of the major findings. Obviously, I didn't want to go really into it because that was really super detailed from our last full meeting. But I just mentioned, I believe, how certain street signs were obscured by poles or bushes, snow coverings on school crosswalks, but also the inclusion of pedestrian islands and also the placement of a bike rack at the Woodville, which has a lot of potential for an increase in number of people biking to school.
Anthony, my suggestion to you is, I think take a lot of the text and move it into your speaker's notes and grab some of those images, because they're going to be more, their eyes will be drawn, and then you can grab an image for each of those bullets.
And it might be helpful to like split it up into different slides. So we could say like similar to what we did for mental health, and maybe we do this for the logo too, is like why we did it. And then like kind of our timeline and our actions taken. And then like our findings or something like that.
That's a great idea. Then you're staying consistent.
Yeah.
And I think Maggie's big issue was getting to the high school and the Woodville, that whole area. So kind of started with that.
So for the liaison engagement, so I started with explaining how the liaison positions benefited the youth council and how the liaison positions function and work with the youth council. And then on the next slide, I listed all of the each member's liaison positions to show the town council all the different boards and commissions that that the youth council is connected to. And on my third slide, I'm going to look back at the old minutes from the meetings that we've had and add various examples of how our liaisons have engaged with their boards and commissions. So that's the overview of what I'm doing for the liaison aspect of it.
And then I just made this
Mm.
miscellaneous section that
Yeah.
I tell you council about the community. So I was thinking we can add pictures of Yana's artwork and then like pictures of Yana and Lauren at the Greenwood School in there, and like maybe add one more thing.
I think it looks really good. I have one question just like with open meeting law. So I know all of us can't work on this off of like without a public meeting. But I know it takes 3 to make a public meeting. So could like 2 of us work on this at the same time? How would that work?
Yeah, so I think if you
That sounds like
I
it would
think it would be
probably
like a
fine.
chain thing. One of you work on it and then send to the next one, and then that one.
Okay.
I would do it that way. So it's
do you guys want it would be like a quick schedule, like so we have
Yeah.
until Monday It's
We could all
Wednesdays.
just like pick a day
Yeah,
and
I
work
can
on it
take.
then.
Yeah, I can take Sunday. If someone wants to do.
Um,
I
I
can do
can-
tomorrow.
I can
Zoom
take.
Thursday.
Could I do Monday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Some touch
as long
ups.
as it's done before the town
Yeah.
council meeting. Yeah.
And
I
I
can
can,
do Saturday, the 8th.
yeah, and I'll take Friday.
Cool.
Okay, and Lauren, why don't you and I get on together on Monday and just do a final,
Okay.
great.
Cool.
Okay.
Actually, one more thing I want to ask you guys. So now that everyone's 16 now can get a vaccine, they should like put that in our link tree, like the vaccine sign up list. Just assign
Yeah,
a
we
link.
were actually gonna like add that to the agenda. I totally didn't put it on when I first sent it in, but like vaccine outreach, I'm gonna try and put some things together, like links, just kind of graphics encouraging people to get vaccinated, all that kind of stuff.
We could even do like
Yeah.
a versus fact kind of thing too, because I know there's
Yeah.
like
Or maybe like if council members have their vaccine, they have like pictures or something like pictures of your water bottle with the sticker on it, or like I don't know, a selfie with your band-aid on in like the mirror or something. I know some people have done those.
And
Just kind of
something
things like
else,
that.
and something else that we can also add on to that with the vaccine is the next few weeks, the Pfizer vaccine, I believe, will be approved for 12 to 15-year-olds. So that's something that we could also include on social media.
Yeah, I also think that I think now in Massachusetts you can go to a walk-up clinic and like a CVS. So if you want one, you just go get one at like a CVS or whatever. I'm not sure if they have if CVS and Wakefield's offering vaccines. I
They
think
are.
they are.
That's
It
where I
is.
got mine.
Yeah, so you will
So,
walk into the
yes.
CVS, you can get a Pfizer shot.
I
Okay.
love the idea of like a pic collage or something of a bunch of you guys, like with your stickers or with their Band-Aids and stuff like that. I think I love that idea, and I love the debunking the myths. That I'll send you something I saw recently that I thought did a good job of debunking some of the myths that maybe young people, the reason why young people might not take it. And then
Mhm.
finally, Thomas is meeting with, because he's the liaison to the health department, is meeting with Laurel or Ruth, I think tomorrow. So I'll make sure he gets some information from them to share with you guys.
I also think we should say like you don't have to wait your turn anymore. Like you don't have to wait for older people to get it. It's your turn now. Go out and get it. Because I know a lot of people
Yeah.
are saying like, "Oh, wait my turn." Like I'm
Mhm.
18 years old. I don't need it now. But say we all should get it, and then we should add on to that.
Yeah. And by, like Ollie said, it could be the whole youth council vaccinated by, well, those that are choosing to get vaccinated. Or their parents.
Yes. Okay. So next we have just kind of talking about the application review process, just to kind of confirm that before we start going forward with it. So
Melissa,
what
actually,
yes.
hold on. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this.
Oh,
Catherine, do you know what
Mm.
you think Sherry said we
So
can't talk about it?
we can't.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can, no, oh, no, you can talk about the process. You just, I don't want anyone to say any names of applicants
Oh,
come in or anything.
yeah.
like that, But you
I
can
just meant the
say,
process. I haven't seen any of the applications yet.
Yeah,
Jack, I think we're allowed to talk about that, right?
yeah,
I believe so.
I don't. I know Sherry says something. I just want to break the rule.
We talked about it with Anne, so I assume it would be okay because that was an open meeting as well. As long as there's no names, we should be
You
in the
can't
clear.
discuss the applications at a meeting unless you have this specified as an agenda item. Is it an agenda item, Melissa?
Yeah, but it's not even like the physical
Okay.
applications, it's just the review process.
Oh yeah. Okay. I just
So,
want to make sure
we
you
should
weren't
be
breaking
good.
any rules. You're good. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So basically, correct me if I'm wrong, Jack, but I think it's gonna be me, you, and Anthony reviewing them and kind of deciding how we're gonna do interviews and things like that. Are we gonna interview all of them?
Yeah. So I think what's gonna happen is, I have the list, of everyone, and all the references and their resumes or whatever. So what I was going to do first is I was going to get all the references and just like call them real quick. Because I spoke school on Friday, so I have a lot of free time. I was gonna start going through those, and then we can schedule a meeting because we are on the town council agenda for June 28th. So we have a little more than a month. So we really don't have to rush it, but we should start because we also have to schedule interviews for everyone too.
Yeah. Would it be, it wouldn't like break open meeting law if you sent the applications to me and Anthony so we could kind of review them on our own and then come together? Or is that not something we can do?
I will email Sherry, make sure, but I think it'll be fine. But I'm gonna email her just in case.
Okay,
Good
because I
idea.
think that would definitely be a little bit more efficient, so we can all look at them, because 20 is kind of a lot to group discuss every single one of them for
Yeah,
the first time.
it just feels personal info on it, so make sure that it's all good to share
Yeah.
with people.
So Jack, remind me of what Ann said. So the three of you are gonna you're gonna interview each one of them.
Mhm.
Did those have to be recorded? And
I emailed Sherry and she said that what other people have done is they've done an open meeting, just had people come in and just done the same exact questions, and they posted it as an open meeting. But I'm not sure if like that's great. I don't really like that, but we can
I
always
don't think
ask.
we had to, because
We
it's
don't have to
not
because it's not a
a
quorum issue.
quorum.
But I don't.
and I'm just concerned because it's minors.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
don't think it
Well-
has to be an open meeting because the three of us won't reach quorum. So I don't think it should be a problem.
Yeah, so I think as long as we do it under the youth council, not as a subcommittee, I think we don't
Yeah.
have to record it. Because if it
Okay.
was a subcommittee, then we would have to do it as a meeting
Mhm.
because that's a quorum. But if we do it as a regular youth council meeting, I think it'll be fine.
Just double check with Sherry, Jack.
Okay, I'll email Sherry. Okay,
And just remind her that these are young people that haven't, they like before you guys assigned agreements, you were appointed, it was,
Mhm.
you were sworn in, so you understood, I just wouldn't want someone to say something in an interview and not understand that,
that's public. Okay.
especially a 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So and we'll do that, and then we send our recommendations of all our voting members to them, and since we have way more people, a voting member of applicants than there were spots, we can always do non-voting members. So we can let everyone on if we want to, in theory, and just give people non-voting spots too. But I know that we didn't really like that. So, but was that better than rejecting people? That's something we can talk about too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'll email Sherry. I have a bunch of questions for her, and if she says yes, I'll share both of you on the packet.
Okay. Cool. So does anyone else have anything they want to talk about before we decide when the next meeting is going to be? Right. So do we want to do 3 weeks from today, the 26th? Okay. Jack, can you still only do after 6 that day, or?
Let me look at my calendar. Probably.
Okay.
So we May 26th.
Yes.
Yeah. So like 6:30 would be good for me. Is that works
Okay.
for everyone?
Yeah, we can just stick with the same time if that works for everyone else.
Okay. Also, actually, before we stop, so the town council meeting is on the 10th. What's our presenting roles? We should figure that out before we leave. That'd be a good idea because we won't be able to talk to each other again, until
True.
after the meeting. So, yeah, I was thinking. I don't know. So, what does everyone want to do? You guys can we can talk about that. I don't want to overrule anyone.
Wait, I'm sorry. Like, which my brain just like shut off for a second. Which parts people are taking, or
Or like, who's going? Who's taking what part?
okay,
Oh, we also had a slide for questions at the end. We should add like a question slide.
yeah, probably.
Catherine, what do you think?
I think we agree. Well, you guys are all the communication. I thought we agreed that it was the chair, the vice chair, the secretary, and the communications person that was doing it. So everyone except for Ollie, who's here. Ollie, are you okay not being at the presentation?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay.
or we can have him be there and it can be the 5 of you. So it really depends if you think that's too many.
I think I don't really care. Ellie, if you want to come, you are totally welcome. But if you don't want to come, so you don't have to. It's up to you.
Yeah, I can come if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it'd be
Okay.
good.
I think it would be great. I think
Yeah.
you introduce everyone, you welcome them, you do the overview, and then you guys take the parts that you worked on.
I think it would
Yeah.
also be good to have a middle school member.
Yeah,
with us.
definitely.
I agree. And Ollie, you're so well spoken that it's just I think you just are a great communicator. And
Thank you.
the parent engagement piece that you've done is I think that's a unique piece. We saw that need that you said, almost like that it was interesting. I was listening to a podcast, and the more instead of just the bullets, this more of a storytelling we can do. So if there's any kind of like storytelling you do in your presentation, it really that'll stick out to them. So almost like Ollie's like the Conservation Commission was interesting, but you didn't feel like the youth voice was as much as a value and you saw this need with the parents.
All right, quick question though. Who's gonna take the miscellaneous category at the end? Anybody
I can take
really
it
want to do?
if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna go on mute. Our phones are.
I think it's a good, Jack, you take that and then you can facilitate the Q&A.
Okay, sounds good. And then at the beginning, I'll also recognize Anthony, Alyssa, and myself as seniors too, because we're all graduating this year. So hopefully we're all graduating. I still have a few days left.
I love the social media of where you guys are going to school and stuff. I think that's great. People love seeing that.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Alyssa.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Alyssa, are you good?
Oh yeah,
Your phone stopped ringing.
yeah. We're good now.
So is our plan that we would present the slides that we worked on? Like, is everybody presenting the slides that we, okay.
Yeah. Also, just really quick, just kind of an update that occurred today. Mr. Lyons wants and the whole school committee, they kind of want like a presentation of the mental health survey results. So that is in the works, hopefully.
Yeah,
Lauren,
so
I'm
if you
gonna
want to pass
call you
that
after
info into, oh,
this.
sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I was just gonna tell Lauren I was gonna call her after this so we could like figure out what we're gonna do, because this happened like today after school, so it's only been a couple hours.
I was
So
going to say, if you want to pass it on to Lauren, we can take it up at the next mental health working group meeting. And so we can figure out a date and time with the school committee.
yeah, here's the thing though, they want us Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
You guys have the presentation ready to go.
We
So
do. We have like 3 versions of it. So
Yeah,
I'm
I-
sure there's one that would work. I'll
I think
talk to
Lauren and
Lauren.
Alyssa can just go for it.
yeah, I think that we should go for we shouldn't use the teacher one that we used. That one, I feel like that
No.
one's too condensed. And then
Yeah.
I don't think we got as much oomph out of it as we could have.
Yeah, because the teachers got sent the data, like the hard data
Yes.
before. Are we doing, I guess I can email him, but I'm just wondering if we would do just the high school, but my guess would be that we should probably do the high school and the middle school as well. 'cause
Yeah, that's
just
why I
a-
wanted to talk it out with you. So is it okay if I like call you after this so we
Yeah,
can
that's fine.
figure it out? Okay, cool.
Lauren, can you will you be able to schedule a mental health working group meeting for Monday so we can go over it? But I don't know if we can, because it'll be Thursday tomorrow for posting.
If you email Sherry tonight, then she'll respond in the morning and you can have the agenda up by 2.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah,
Right,
so
can Alyssa and Lauren not work on it?
No, they can, but I didn't know if it'd be good to have like the rest of the
Just
group.
like the whole working
Just
group
like
go
group-
over it
group,
so there's a
yeah.
consensus.
Yeah, 'cause
before
I
we
think-
present.
Yeah, that would be good. If you guys can get a meeting, that would be.
Yeah.
So who are we thinking would present? Would it be me and Alyssa? Would it be the whole working
I
group?
don't,
I think
I-
if we have me on Monday, we can talk about it and figure it out.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah, and it
know if
depends
it
if
would be a
you-
good idea to have like everyone there though, just because how many of us? There's like 6 of us, I think.
Mhm.
I feel like that might be kind of a lot because I know Mr. Lyons he was thinking like a 15 to 20-minute presentation with like a longer discussion part after. So I feel like it might get a little chaotic if there's all the school committee members like asking questions and there's 6 of us trying to answer at once. So we can talk about that. But I think maybe 2 or 3 would probably be sufficient, but we can totally work that out.
Yeah, and it
Just
depends
wanted
on
to throw it
who's
out there
too,
since
so yeah, I'll
Yes.
get that set up tonight so we can make sure that happens.
cool. So if nobody has anything else, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion.
I second.
All right. Myself, yes. Jack,
Yes.
Lauren,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Ollie.
Yes.
All right.